Welcome to the Middle-Raged podcast, where your hosts, Adam and Keith, get a bit cross about stuff that really doesn't matter. Bless them. Oh, and we should probably warn you that things can be a bit sweary at times.
Hello and welcome to this episode 16 of the Middle-Raged podcast with me, Keith A. Pearson, and my co-host, Adam Eccles. Good morning to you.
Good morning. How are you?
People, I'm very, I'm very. The more astute listeners would have noticed that we have said good morning as a way of greeting rather than our more recent good evening.
Good evening. Yeah, it's all of this seasonal malarkey has
festive
pushed us,
fuckery with our
messed up
schedules.
Our schedules, yeah. So here we are back again Saturday morning.
Yes.
Good old Saturday morning, and it's bleak and cold, and there's no snow at least, but yeah.
I was about to use that word, which I hate, Twixtmas.
Oh, I've never heard that. Was that when you eat a Twix?
No, sadly not. I could go for a Twix now.
Yeah.
No, it is the period between Christmas and New Year.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Lots of people have it off. Guffaw.
Good for them.
Maybe they do. So lots of people have that period off, and I guess it's just like an extra holiday. Of course, us podcaster, author people don't have such luxuries. We're still hard at it.
Very much so, yes. Yes, working on stuff pretty much every day. Yeah.
We
7
should probably
days.
we should probably timestamp this in as much as when we are recording it. So where are we now? Well, the 28th of December. So we're 3 days post Christmas.
Yes. Yeah.
Do we need to do the obligatory "How was your Christmas?" questions?
Well,
no.
I don't. This is the thing: is that everybody does that, and it's all hyped up, Christmas episodes and stuff. And I think that we're being unique by not doing it.
Oh, so, yes, I would concur.
Yeah.
It is akin, I think, talking about it post-Christmas is akin to hearing Christmas music any time after Christmas Day.
Which is
jarring.
Illegal.
Yeah, absolutely
Should be banned.
So should we kick our festive nonsense into the long grass and maybe next year, next year, yeah, maybe next year we'll do a pre-Christmas one where we can get properly ranty about, I don't know, baubles and the Christmas charts and all that stuff. But for now, I think we're going to park it. We're just going to move on, aren't we? It's behind us.
That's right.
Old news.
Moving on.
Talking of behind us, should we start on our feedback from previous episodes?
That's right. Yes, feedback session. So, or follow up. Sorry.
Feedback session. That sounded very corporate.
Oh dear, that's ingrained into me at this stage. 18 years in corporate America, and we should deep dive in that and do some
blue skying or whatever the fuck they say.
Yeah,
do they still say that? Is it blue sky thinking?
Do things change every couple of weeks? I used to think about I should make up a new businessy speak bollocksy thing, right?
Yes,
and start saying it and just see how long it takes before that comes back to me.
I like that. That'd be a great project.
Yeah, I think I'll do that in the new year. Just come up with some stupid thing and start saying it. And
just say it's a way of lateral thinking or something of that ilk.
And then a few weeks later, somebody unrelated to who I've never said it to before will then say it on a call, and then that'll
down the line you can argue about the origin of this saying, because they will have their own theories, won't they? It was said by, I don't know, Elon Musk or somebody, or and you can go, no, I've got the receipts. This is an Adam Eccles copyright.
Damn right.
Yeah.
So look out for that in future episodes. But yes.
I'm intrigued by this now. It sounds like an interesting project. So it won't go away, will it? The revolting flavours of stuff.
Oh yeah. And this came up a while. This is from our previous episode where we're talking about stupid Kit Kat flavours that ought to be illegal. But now I saw this on Facebook. This isn't my picture, right? But somebody had grabbed a picture. Shall I say the name of the supermarket?
Yes, let's do it.
Let's shame them, right? Sainsbury's have tea bags, right? This is tea bags with flavours, and I just this doesn't make any sense in my head, right? First one is Brussels sprouts flavoured tea.
Can I just say, I don't even like Brussels sprout flavoured Brussels sprouts.
No, nobody does. I don't know why they continue to exist. But they're just fart machines. But you can cook them so they're not bitter, right? That is possible. But still, nobody really likes them. There's always one though, isn't there? There's always someone who goes, "Oh, I love a Brussels sprout," bastard.
And it's always the one person. Oh, now I've got to cook these fucking things just because one person. It's tradition. Yeah. Oh, piss off.
You can break
hang drawing, quartering people, but don't do it anymore.
Right. Well, maybe we should. Brussels sprout people, but then to take that sprout essence, I suppose, or whatever it is, and put that into a tea bag. Now you've just ruined two things. I mean, just
here's the thing, right? If there's any saving grace for the Brussels sprout, you could argue, well, at least it has some nutritional value to it, right? A bit of roughage, yeah.
Definitely,
but in a tea bag, you're not even getting that.
Yeah. That is just insane. 20 bags. At least it's only £1.
You're gifting them, aren't you? You're not buying them for yourself. That's like a stocking filler or a
just
Secret Santa.
You hate, but like,
yeah, everyone.
But there's a factory somewhere making this shit. And people employed, and they've got clipboards, and we're walking around with a pencil behind the ear, and we've got to get our Brussels sprout tea quota up. Or maybe I'm thinking that they're in Yorkshire somewhere, obviously, right? But,
always, yeah.
But maybe not. I don't know. Where does Brussels sprout tea come from? And how do they harvest the sprouts and squeeze them out? Or I don't know.
I'm going to go on a limb and say there's no actual Brussels sprouts used in the creation of Brussels sprout flavour tea.
I suppose not. So that's obviously revolting and should be illegal. But then we come to the second one here, pigs in blankets flavour tea. I mean, that's sausages wrapped in bacon, right?
Salty.
That's not tea. That's like gravy.
Bovril.
Yeah.
It is a variation of Bovril. Yeah. Now you mention it, actually, when you put it like that, it doesn't sound so horrific. I think out of the two, I'd rather have pigs in blanket tea than Brussels sprout.
Like, would you put that in a cup and then pour water? Would you put sugar and milk into that?
Oh, God, no.
Milk. It's just like we're being ridiculous now. Society is ridiculous. There's this. You got to stop at some point.
Yeah. To quote Billy Joel, we did not start the fire on this, so. But it is getting out of hand. I thought we had already reached we'd plumbed the depth of this nonsense, but I think you just found a whole new level with this.
Yeah, it's scary, right? So this has to stop. It's got to stop. There's factories making it. There's trucks driving it around the country. And people stocking it on shelves, and it's just
it's needless,
absolutely pointless.
Where will it end?
Stupid joke. It's wasteful.
Cheese flavored toilet roll. I don't know. Cheese and biscuits flavored toilet roll.
Just stop it now. Just stop it, right? So, but yeah, I mean, if you do see ridiculous flavors of things, I suppose we're we'll have to, send them on, and because we're interested, and we'll have to tell everyone why it's wrong to have these things.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So now we've just discussed it ourselves. If you want to send us some, you do wonder, I've just said we've now done that, and I just wondering, I'm going to Sainsbury's later, I might do some investigation, because if they were £1 on the run up to Christmas, fucking hell, if they were £1 on the run up to Christmas, now they're probably knocking them out at 10p a box.
I suppose so. You're going to try it?
I might have a wander around and see if I can locate said offensive items, because I think it would be a good thing to do in the interests of
social
research for future episodes, if we could actually sample this abomination. Yes. So I will have a look and report back.
Okay, good.
So talking of reporting back, Mr. Gabe Sasu, gentleman we believe it's the New Yorkie part of the United States of America, has very kindly bought us 3 coffees for the hell of it.
Fair play to you, mate. He's a stalwart, that chap.
He is an absolute stalwart. A stalwart? Something's wrong with my mouth today. It's just not working. Sleep deprivation, I suspect.
Yes.
So Gabe was a bit, I think we've already given Gabe's character a full and thorough assassination.
Yes.
But I don't think we can really let the moment pass, can we, after such a generous
3
donation?
Coffees. 3 coffees is 3 coffees, right? So fair play.
Yeah.
So what are we going to do?
Well, I thought we should take Gabe's surname, Sasu, SASSO, and create an acronym from it.
Okay.
That was our goal for this. So not an assassination as such, but more of a and I think we've this was done very quickly, wasn't it? It was done in haste, and I think these are slightly let's just tell the listeners what you come up with. Your acronym for SASU. So systematic, automated, sexual stimulation octopus. And I think that this is obviously some kind of couple's sex toy. So that, plug in the Sasso, get it warmed up. Wait. It's an octopus, so assumably it has 8 tentacles or 8 things.
Well, yeah, I mean, so how many do you need?
Unless it's used, I mean, one would imagine it's probably for more than one couple.
It's one of those.
A throuple? A fourple? I don't know. Whatever these things are these days.
Yes. Well, if you're adventurous, you buy one of these, plug it in, warm it up, and get your thing going. Do you
know what? Right, if we were running like a TV show or something, or we would say, children, write in, draw a picture of the Sasu, send it in, and the winner will receive a box of Brussels sprout flavoured tea. Or something, but I'm going to guess that will get us shut down permanently.
We don't want to see this device.
No, and
just leave it to your imagination. But yeah, it's.
I might take that to AI actually and see what it can come up with.
Oh dear,
or not.
It might be blocked by their censorship.
Yeah. But even AI is censoring us these days.
Yeah.
Fuckers.
Censorship is another thing I think we might rage about one day.
We might have to, yeah.
I don't like it at all.
No, we don't.
But anyway, what did you come up with?
So I thought the acronym SASU might work for the South Atlanta Subservient Sex Organization, which is a small group based in South Atlanta I'm going to go, it's for guys who just like to be subservient in the bedroom.
Okay.
But these are like really subservient, like,
so they're just like
types.
Sweeping the floor and stuff around.
Just too much, a little bit needy, just a bit wet.
Okay.
Dear.
So they join this club and get together and what?
Just, I don't know, just discuss their subservience, I guess. So just, do you know what I did for my wife? Fuck off.
Oh dear. Well, okay.
There we go. So that's So it was a sort of a kind of a mini assassination, really, wasn't it? But I quite like that. I think we could do more on that. So we may have to
so
return to it.
Those, then I'll when you what do you call it? Buy us a coffee. You can tell us what you want to do. Can't you? I don't know what the method is right there, but yeah. What would you?
Assassination or acronym?
Oh, no, if you've got like a 14-character surname, right?
Oh,
then
God, yeah.
You might have to rethink that.
Yeah. Or we could just take your initials, couldn't we? If your name is Alexandra Penelope Thrupplewaite.
Yeah.
I've actually forgotten those names already. That's names for me. People can tell me a name and I literally will forget it within a millisecond. So I've already forgotten. Was it APT?
APT, yes.
Okay, thank you. So I'm sure we could come up with something on those grounds. The APT.
Yes. There was a train with that name.
I think there is.
Can't remember. Anyway,
I was going to go for the anal penetration trophy. What the fuck?
Well, that's an example of what you can look forward to.
Oh, that was off the cuff, that one. Sorry, we're getting too bogged down in all this filth. People are possibly still eating mince pies and the like. Yeah. And we want to. Yeah, we should. Right, so
I'll play the jingle then.
Yes, please.
Right. Hey there, listeners. If you're enjoying the podcast and want to help keep it going, consider supporting us with a small donation on buymeacoffee.com/middle-raged. Every donation helps us to give you more of the content you love and keeps us from venting our rage on social media. Plus, you'll get a light roasting on the show if you fancy it. We couldn't do it without you, so thanks for listening and spreading the word. There you go.
Excellent. Never grows old, that.
Yeah.
It will. I mean,
we'll change
given
it
time. Yeah. Right. So, should we dig deep into this week's subject matter? And as listeners will hopefully know now, we've decided to dedicate our combined efforts into one rage point. Which topically we think is highly appropriate considering the season that we have just been through. And that subject is supermarkets.
Yes.
Or the supermarket experience.
Yeah, and that's not a game show.
No. Although there was a game show, a supermarket-based game show, wasn't there? What was it?
God knows, right? But it was something to do with running around grabbing stuff off shelves. I don't know.
Supermarket sweep.
There you go.
With Dale Winton, I believe. I don't know if I ever saw it. I can't say as a concept that overly appealed.
No, I don't think I've ever seen it. I certainly haven't.
So we can't really comment.
Way, it sounds like it would be shit. So.
Yes, it does. I mean, take something you don't like doing and then make that into a game show. I mean, it'd be like, I don't know, washing the fucking car or something. I don't know. Doing the laundry.
The reality shows these days, I wouldn't put it past them, you know.
No.
And I mean, have I mentioned this before? You're scrolling around late at night and you see somebody power washing a rug.
Yes.
And you're wondering, why the fuck am I watching this? But you keep watching it.
It is kind of like, it's just mindless, isn't it? But in a slightly good way, or a patio, or I think we've touched on this, roofs, and it is something quite therapeutic about just watching that.
Anyway, yes. So sorry to digress.
That's quite all right. So supermarkets. Oh, I mean, this could have been a long one, wouldn't it? But we did try last time. We said we were going to try and contain every episode to an hour.
Yes.
And the first time we attempted that, we failed. Really, didn't we?
Yeah, no, we failed miserably. But
right.
So onwards and upwards.
Yes. So should we kick straight off with your first supermarket related gripe?
Yes, right. So I don't know whether this is post-pandemic because I can't really remember past that time. But it seems to me like meat especially, but even things like milk and cheese and stuff, it seems that the sell-by date or the use-by date or whatever the date, that you
arbitrary
need
date, yeah,
on meat and milk and cheese and whatever has become ridiculously short lately. As in you're in Tesco's on a Saturday or something, and you look at
on a Saturday.
Well, it would be a ridiculous thing to do, wouldn't it?
You get what you deserve if you're going to a supermarket on a Saturday.
I usually go on Sundays, but it's Saturday today, so I thought I'd put that in there. But yeah, but any day that you go, it seems like, so let's say you're in there on a Monday then, and the meat, the chicken or the beef or whatever, the use by date is the following Wednesday. Like, well, I only go shopping once a week, so what do I have to eat everything on the first part of the week, and then I've got nothing left? I'm sure that it used to be longer, and what that indicates to me is that that we know that the chicken was fine 2 weeks ago, but it's been pushed through the process, or it's taken that long to get to wherever it is, or they've deliberately held it back or something, and now it's like come to the end of it and it's just knocking it out. But I don't know, it seems weird to me that this
it's a supply chain thing. You think that it's just being basically what arrives on the supermarket shelf is just something that's nearly decomposing now.
Yes. Even fruit and stuff is like it's you have to buy strawberries, and by the time you get them home, they're all mushy and weird.
This is so apples. I eat a lot of apples, and I have noticed that they're getting more and more manky. That you used to be able to buy a 6-pack,
right?
And you could eat an apple a day, and that 6th apple was fine. But these days, that 6th apple is starting to go a bit mushy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's just a bit soft and
it's been around for yonks already. So I don't know. I don't know if anyone else has noticed this. Yeah, it's. I'm sure that this didn't used to happen. It used to be better, and now maybe it's post-pandemic or something like. I don't know, but
so the way around this is you can go to one of those. Do you have farmers markets over there?
Yes.
So you can go to these where you're buying direct from the farm. So you're cutting out most of the supply chain. But weirdly, it costs 3 times the price.
Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, it's no word of a lie. I did once go to one of these things and I paid £4 for 6 apples as opposed to £2 in the supermarket.
Yeah.
I mean, they were nice apples, but they weren't twice the price nice.
Yeah.
But that's a whole. We could get into farmers markets and other such things. I won't start banging on about the Christmas market that I attended. How fucking horrific that was.
But
anyway,
the market is going to be one day a month or a week or whatever it is, right? Whereas I go shopping when I want to and need to, and I'm not. I live far away. I'm not going to adjust my schedule to somebody else's.
Sausages.
Yeah. And it means you have to actually go and talk to people, right? Which
we can't be doing with this.
Not gonna happen. So I mean, look, I know the supermarket is shit, but it doesn't need to be as shit as it is.
I guess the other option is, I mean, you live in a fairly rural area, don't you?
I mean, you could chickens.
Yeah, you have your own chickens, your own pigs, your own orchard.
Yeah, I suppose I could if I gave up my job and my other work.
What are your slaughtery / butchery skills like?
Well, I haven't done it for a long time. Butchering fish gutting and stuff like that. I have
Filleting.
done it, but it was like 30 years ago or something in college.
Okay.
More than 30 years. Bloody hell. But yeah, so I could if pushed, but don't fancy killing chickens and cows.
I mean, it's not just the killing, is it? It's the whole sort of plucking, gutting, and oh god,
pheasant plucking. Yeah.
I think maybe just go vegetarian.
Well, I'd probably have
pescatarian.
To. Yeah. I'd probably have to go grassitarian. But anyway, short sell-by days. I'm sure they used to be longer. Now they're really short. Is it maybe? Are they doing it? Is there a conspiracy here? Right? Are they doing this purposely so that I have to go to Tesco's more frequently? And you're not going to just go in and buy a bag, a thing of chicken. You're going to buy other stuff as well.
It's possibly called the Eccles strategy. The more times they lure you in, the more pointless crap like Brussels sprout flavoured tea bags you might purchase. Yes. So it's in their interest to keep you going back.
I think so.
Fuck the planet.
Yeah.
Get Eccles back in the store.
Well, I'm going to rebel and just eat the stuff that's out of date. But it does piss me off.
Well, talking of travelling to and from a supermarket, this brings us nicely onto the second rage element of this, which is the supermarket car parking experience. Now, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that the supermarket car park is the absolute epitome of people who cannot fucking park.
Yeah, right.
They all seem to collect in this one sort of 2-acre slab of tarmac and practice their abysmal parking skills en masse. It
is quite impressive in a certain way, isn't it? That they managed to
honestly,
be so bad.
Just so bad. I actually will go and I will deliberately park the furthest I can get away from the entrance because I know people are lazy and they won't park out at the furthest extremes of the car park.
And why do you do that? I do it because people will bang my doors otherwise.
Yes,
with their doors.
100%.
Yeah, right, bastards.
Or you find that everyone wants to. The art of reverse parking, I think, is dying.
Yeah, definitely.
And so people will swing in, and you've only got to walk around at your average car park, and you will see how many sort of bumper scratches there are. Because people just swing into spaces rather than doing what is really the only way to do it is. And I know people are now going to be going, yeah, but you can't get into your boot. Are people doing that, do you reckon? I mean, it is a fair point now I've mentioned. It's not the point.
That's why I park far away, right? I have a parking space at my Tesco. It really annoys me when someone uses it, right? But it's next to one of the distant trolley corrals.
Yes.
Because then you can quickly put your trolley back. Which, as you also should be doing. If you're one of those people who doesn't do that, then there's something wrong with you, right? But
shame on you.
Yeah. But so as well as the door bumpers, here it seems like if there was a drive-through Tesco, I think people would take that option, right?
Yeah.
They want to park literally on top of the front door. And there's like I suppose it's a pickup bay or something.
Oh yes, yes.
Like if you get a taxi,
it's a drop off and pickup thing, isn't it? That's all it's designed for. It's not designed for you to go in and do a 20-minute shop.
But yet that is exactly where everybody parks, to the point where you come out of Tesco with your laden trolley, right? And you can't actually push it through because everyone's blocking the bloody way.
It's not policed. This is the issue, isn't it?
No, it's not policed at all, yeah.
If there was actually someone there, or charge, right? Charge.
Oh, well.
Do you think that would cause anarchy?
The Tesco I go to now is a free car park, right? But the previous Tesco in a different town where I lived for a while would make you pay for parking, and you could get it back, but it means you have to.
You got to keep your receipt and ticket and stuff. Yeah,
go and get the ticket, and it's just a major faff, right? Because I don't have cash anymore, and it doesn't actually stop the arseholes, I don't think. The arseholes are there anyway.
I want to highlight one of what I think is the biggest single arsehole move. And it's probably only happens in supermarkets, which is where you'll be following somebody around, okay, and looking for a space. And it's quite sort of a narrow lane, isn't it? Where between the aisle, I suppose you would call it. And what will happen is that somebody in front of you will see that a fellow shopper is in the process of transferring their shopping from their trolley to their boot.
Yeah.
And that person will then just stop and indicate and wait.
Yeah, I'm having that.
Yeah. And you think, well, this could be 5 minutes before this person has finished. Right. And what inevitably happens is that person finishes that and then they piss off somewhere else anyway.
Yeah.
So
I'm not actually going. I'm just putting this crap in my car and going on to the next
Going
shop.
for seconds or going to have a coffee. Yeah, exactly. But this prick will still sit there and they are oblivious. You think, you know that there's now a queue of cars behind you. Yeah. You're so fucking lazy that you can't just keep driving and find a bay that's actually already empty another 40 yards away. You honestly, that is the epitome of selfishness in my book and laziness. And I can't be doing with that.
I've seen that before. Yeah, it's horrible. And when you're the person loading your shopping and you see the car standing, and he's like looking at you and waving, and I'm like, Are you going? I just blank them.
Don't pressure me.
Yeah, I'm not going to be pressured to dump my stuff in and get the kids in and and panic and then get it all just because you've decided this is your spot.
If there was if it was an absolutely rammed car park, you can kind of understand it to a degree, right? I mean, I have been to car parks before where it's literally there are hardly any spaces. So one car, you are, But this is a supermarket. When are they ever full? When have you ever been to a supermarket where there's not been any spaces?
No, exactly. Come back later or something.
You've only got to just keep driving for, a little bit further and there will be another space for you to use. Just piss off, keep moving. Do not block the aisle, you selfish prick. Right, sorry.
Very well.
Go on.
Indeed.
Gone hard and heavy early this time.
No, well, justified, right? That should be illegal. You should be able to impound that vehicle.
Or at least run a key down the side. Talking of keys and coins and
right, they've gone a bit. I mean, I suppose this is something to do with the sort of typical British canal, which is inevitably full of trolleys, shopping trolleys that covered in sort of green slime.
Yes,
poking out at low tide or whatever. And I suppose the Tesco and the like have tried to eliminate this by putting on lock mechanisms and things. So you now have to have a pound coin or a euro coin to get a trolley in the first place. And I just said, right, I never have any cash. Don't have cash, right? So I have to have a dedicated coin thing, which isn't a real coin. It's a trolley coin.
How much was it?
I found it. So I don't.
Of course you did. Found, but you mean stole?
Well, it was left in the trolley.
Right. You didn't take that to the police station then?
No, God, no.
Or put something on Facebook, found in Tesco's trolley token. I mean, if you can describe it, please come and collect it.
Yeah, it's got
cost you £9 in fuel, but
So the thing is, right, I wanted one that is magnetic. So that I can keep it on, steel or something, not actually a magnet, but magnetic. So not a plastic one, and not some kind of metal that isn't magnetic. So because I have in my car a little magnet thingy on the, what's it called?
Dashboard.
Wind blowy thing. What the hell's that?
The ventilator.
Yes, right.
Ventilator.
I have a little magnet-y thing which you're supposed to stick your trolley coin. So there's a whole fucking system here. It's, you have to have the coin and now the fake coin and the thing in the car, and it's a whole thing, right? So because if I don't put that fake coin back onto the magnet thing in the car every time, then the next time I go shopping, I left it in my other jeans pocket or something, right? So it's useless. So it has to be magnetic, and it has to go on that thing in the car. So there's this whole ridiculous system just because, I don't know, youths or something were dumping them in canals. Like, that's not my fault. Like, for fuck's sake. And they've gone over the top now. There's how many millions of pounds have been invested into trolley security? They've recently upgraded.
It's probably a Quango somewhere.
Yeah, definitely. Upgraded the wheels. Upgraded, I say. Downgraded.
From a very, very low point.
Yeah. So, the stereotypical trolley has a listing wheel that goes in only one direction, and, you try and push it and it goes left, right? Well, these ones have now got fucking weird lock thingies on them.
Yes.
And if you should take it out of the car park, there must be some sort of electro field around the car park, which, again...
It's a bit Blade Runner-y now, isn't it?
Yeah. Geo-fencing on each of the... and so, of course, these things are crap. And so, have you ever been pushing a full trolley and you're just going out the door and there's another electromagnetic field detector thingy that beeps if you're nicking stuff, right? Well, that sometimes sets off the wheel lock. And
really?
So yeah, I've had that happen, that it just slams up completely in that disables the wheels. And now I'm stuck in the entrance with a trolley that won't move.
I did not know this was a thing. I've not seen this before.
Well, yeah, this has happened to me as a fully laden trolley, and it suddenly slams on the brakes.
Here's
bang.
the thing, right? Can I just jump in on this point?
Yes.
How is it that we have got to this point in society? Supermarkets have been around, since the 70s in the current format? 50 odd years, and by now, you would imagine that there would be some type of automated receptacle. Well, I'm not going to call it a trolley, that just follows you around, right? And these things are all sort of semi-autonomous, so they know where each other are, so they're not bashing into each other.
Oh, no, now you talk.
And as you put stuff in it, it scans it and it knows it, and then you just get to the checkout, and it knows the weight of everything, and you just tap it and go, and it follows you out to the car. And then fucks off back to the supermarket.
That's brilliant.
Right.
That's what I want.
But the technology's there, isn't it? I mean, this is
definitely.
not... So why are they not doing this? Why have we still got this fucking system that is 50 years old, wasn't fit for purpose 50 years ago? It's even worse now.
Yeah. These stupid trolleys, stupid coins, security systems, and all this crap. And even the baskets now, right? You've seen the baskets that you don't pick up, you sort of wheel them around. Yeah,
drag them around behind you.
They've got weird security crap in them as well, and you're not meant to take that.
Do you know what I love about them? Right, they are the perfect height to trip people over, because they're just out of eye line, aren't they? At least for the trolley, you can see it, but then you step back and you forget the fucking thing's there.
Right. Yes.
They're just a trip hazard.
Yeah. But it's clearly too big for you to just carry that stuff. to your car, because it's bigger than a normal basket, like a hand basket. And yet, if you take this out through the door, it starts beeping and really fucking loud. So I've seen people taking a beeping basket to their car, unloading it there, and then they have to bring it back. Have
you tried one of these out yourself?
Oh, I always go for the trolley, so no.
Okay. But, I can't just, this feels wrong, just dragging this thing behind you. I don't know what it is. There's something in the... Yeah, no, doesn't feel right.
I don't. Well, like having to bend down, so I had to get the trolley.
You just throw stuff in it.
I suppose.
But you get a jar of pickled onions, and it's honestly, this livens up the shopping experience. If you stand about 8 feet away from your trolley basket, lob stuff into it. Because if it breaks, who gives a shit? Somebody else, they'll do something over the tannoy.
Aisle 4.
Exactly. It's you just. But if you manage to get it in there, it's very satisfying.
You win a head of lettuce.
Yeah, or not everything in your basket stinking of pickle juice, but that's another bonus. Right.
So what? There's a Jurassic Park quote that I wanted to say here. Right, is that this seems to apply very clearly to supermarket trolley scientists, and I'm sure that there are teams of these people, right, thinking up this bollocks. So this is Jurassic Park. Your scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think if they should.
Yes.
So
apt.
Stop. Like, just because you can put a weird lock thing or a beeping noise thing on a bar, that isn't really stopping anyone nicking it and throwing it in the canal, is it? Like, as if they wanted to do that, they'd find a way anyway.
Yeah, of course they would.
Like
people nick cars that have very sophisticated, so trolleys, Give us autonomous trolleys. That's what we want.
There's Terry Pratchett luggage. There's a luggage which is like a sentient suitcase that follows you around. Let's have that.
Yeah. Right. So, and I would now, all these supermarkets, all they do is bang on about the price. I mean, they're all much of a muchness, I suppose, aren't they? Apart from perhaps the clientele. But that I think would be a game changer. I would be more likely to switch supermarkets if they had autonomous sort of shopping receptacles following me around. Don't have to piss around with the self-checkout, any of that jazz. Just walk in, thing follows you. If they could actually take the shit off the shelf, then that would be nirvana.
That'd be brilliant. Well, so I suppose the answer to all of these problems is just order it online and have it delivered. Right?
Exactly.
Which I have done as well. But that it might be another episode, because there's a lot of downsides to that as well.
Oh yes, yeah.
We'll save that for another time, right? But for the time being, we're talking about actually going to the shop,
right? And talking of going to that shop, the layout, the whole sort of system of supermarkets deciding where to put stuff. Now, this pisses me off probably more than anything else, because you can walk into a supermarket, and I don't know if it's the same for every one of them, but I go to Sainsbury's. So now, if I want let me give you an example. Okay. What am I buying more? A raw turnip or a loaf of bread? Now, how do you generally, Adam Eccles, do you tend to buy raw turnips more than you buy bread?
No, not generally. Right. No.
So why the fuck is it then that I walk into Sainsbury's and the turnips or whatever, Swedes or whatever they may be, are not too far, yet a loaf of bread is 6 miles away?
Yes, right. And that's all. I mean, they do this on purpose.
Yes, they must do, because there's no logic to it.
Yeah.
So why are they not organising the shelves and the layout based on the popularity of the products?
They definitely do. Yeah, where I go, the bread is 6 miles away as well. It
mad.
Really is. Eggs and bread. It's the opposite end of the time zone. Ridiculous.
and these big supermarkets, I mean, the one I go to is fairly large, but there are big ones. I think it's Tesco Extra and the like. And these things are just ridiculous. I mean, you generally you can do your step count just trying to find the milk.
I've been to Walmarts in America, right? Where you just you're going
Stay
on a
out.
trek. Yeah. You bring sandwiches and a drink, and
because you won't actually find the sandwiches.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Yeah, they're huge, vast places. I mean, they're not necessarily like. Imagine the amount of empty air in that building. That's just. Oh, you ever seen birds flying around inside the shop?
Yeah, fascinating.
Like aviary. Yeah.
But this is when you actually start analysing this, and I would implore you to do this, listeners. Another good example, right, is in my Sainsbury's, the distance between the entrance and the Krispy Kreme donut display is half of what it is between the entrance and the cereal aisle. So if you go and you want to buy something nice and healthy, you know, for your breakfast, you've got to pass the Krispy Kreme. We haven't got to pass it, but it's kind of on the way. You've got to pass the Krispy Kreme donut. And we could probably do an entire episode about Krispy Kremes, the robbing bastards.
I prefer Dunkin'.
I think it works out about £2.5, £3 a donut. Piss off.
Unbelievably expensive.
Piss off with
donuts.
that. Anyway, and there are countless other examples, like toilet roll is something that, you know, people tend to buy fairly frequently.
Yeah.
But, you know, you've got to go past racks of, I don't know, greetings cards. You know, it's just, there is no sense behind these layouts, which means they would argue there is, because there's probably millions and millions of pounds that have been spent on this.
Oh, yeah.
To determine how you would follow a route.
Our, what's the word? Peer, Adrian. I think he used to do something in this.
Yes, he did.
Yeah. So
if he listened to the podcast, that would be very handy, wouldn't it? Because he could probably tell us what type of
what is the psychology behind
and chicanery that makes us have to walk endlessly. But and on that, okay, so let's imagine you know where your stuff is, right? And that's why people men in particular, I think, don't like changing supermarkets. We like to know where our shit is, so we can just go in, get it, and leave. Boom, right?
Yeah.
But then the supermarket will do something. They will change stuff around for no reason whatsoever.
Absolutely.
This recently happened in Sainsbury's. They moved the bread. My bread that I buy every week. They moved it. And no word of a lie, there is now so many different varieties of bread in your average supermarket. It took me 10 minutes to find it.
Yeah. So, yes, that's really pisses me off. I once was walking I put this into no spoilers, but I put something like this into my new book, and I once walked around looking for eggs, and to the point where I was like, do they not sell eggs anymore? What the fucking hell is going on? Because they'd hidden them in some ridiculous place, like near bakery stuff or something. Like, why? Well, they used to be in a reasonable place near the dairy or something, but it's ridiculous. Yeah.
That's that is a thing, isn't it? Eggs are a weird one.
I don't, they probably should be in the fridge, but they're not.
Can I ask you a question though, right? Okay. Now this may be a male thing. It's a bit like asking for directions, isn't it?
Oh,
right?
No, I'm not going to ask. I'm not going to give them the satisfaction, you know, because like I'm an adult. I have eyes. They mostly function. I should be able to find eggs in this building. It's not, you know, I'm not.
But the worst thing about it, right, is you inevitably have to then have a youngling accompany you, because they won't just tell you. They'll go, let me show you. And then you're following this youngling around the aisles. Which is just awkward, isn't it? No one wants to be doing that. You look like a paedophile following this 15-year-old child around.
Yeah. Show me where the eggs are, please, because I'm stupid.
Can you show me the sweetie aisle?
Yeah. See, if I wanted to hunt, hunt and gather, I wouldn't be in Tesco's. I'd be in the fucking forest, right? Looking for eggs. Anyway, yeah, it really is just fucking. If you're gonna have a weird layout, at least keep it the same.
Yes.
And I mean, if they think that moving stuff means that I'm going to walk around and see other stuff and buy other stuff, no, it's just going to piss me off. And I'm going to buy less stuff just to spite you. You know? So, yeah.
Well, that brings us, I guess, on to. I mean,
Yes.
this one I think we can probably keep quite brief, can't we?
Yes, we're heading towards time, so let's speed it up here. Yeah. So this is all the people who go.
Can I just say, dear listeners, Adam's written a word in the show notes, and I'm not sure if he's going to deploy it or not. So should we put this out as a trigger warning?
Well, I thought you wrote that one. Anyway, I don't know who wrote that. Okay, so we have a shared show note thing.
Oh, I might have done that actually. Yes, sorry. No, okay, I take ownership of that. I've just seen what that. Yeah, that is the kind of thing I'd write.
Yeah,
sorry.
This is
feel free to use it.
Oh yeah, this is such a big one that I actually made a micro rant about this as well, which is another thing that got going at the moment. But anyway. But yeah, so this is people who...
leave it there. Just people.
Yeah, you could. But I suppose, like in general life, that they're reasonable humans, right? They're just normal people, right? But apparently, when they walk into a supermarket, they become tunnel visioned, oblivious, and utterly selfish.
Yes,
and. So this is like they'll just stop in an aisle with their trolley and have a conversation with their buddy who they happen to bump into, and they'll be having a big, long, animated discussion, completely blocking whatever the gravy or the whatever they're standing next to, and no amount of or excuse me, or whatever. They just don't see you. They don't acknowledge your existence. They're having their conversation, so fuck off. But yeah, no, there's one of them. Then there's the people who they're not having a conversation, but they're stood in front of the jam, let's say, for 15 minutes.
This is saying a lot about your shopping habits.
But they're deliberating. I don't know how they're having an internal discussion, or they're just standing there, like walking around, and then they're standing there looking at this jam display, and they just can't make a choice, and they're standing there, and I'm just like, okay. You see, if I don't methodically go around the store and get what I need to get, I won't come back. I'll forget. Now I haven't got any jam. Because I'm not going to stand there and the only options is to barge in and just barge them out the way, which I've come to nearly have to do. I don't want to do that though. I don't want to get into a violent
going shopping shouldn't be gladiatorial, really, should it, as a rule?
Exactly.
You shouldn't have to indulge in physical violence just to get at your Robinson's strawberry jam.
That's it. So
it's the ones that put their trolleys up against the displays, right? And then they'll wander off to get something else.
Oh no, yeah, because you can't touch someone else's trolley.
I will now. I would just if it's in the way, I would just push it away, and then somebody will come scarpering back.
That's my fucking trolley. Well,
yeah, well, don't fucking leave it in front of a display where people can't get at stuff. You selfish twat.
Exactly. Yeah, if I have to park, then I'd park in a non-product area, which is hard to
leave it in the
by.
middle of the aisle. It's just where people can pass by. Obviously,
block the fire doors though.
And leave it facing up the aisle, so it's therefore not blocking anyone.
Yes, good advice.
Don't put it in front of the stuff.
Yeah, because believe it or not, everyone is there to buy stuff.
Yeah.
Have something, have a bit of awareness, is what we're saying. So then you've got the people who just walk around like wide-eyed, like bewildered goats, just completely, oh, look at all this stuff. I've never seen stuff before, or never used a chip and pin before, never had to pay with a card, or, oh, I don't know, what do I do here? At the self-checkout, this happens a lot as well. It says on the screen what you should do, and they're just standing there like, oh, I don't know what to do. And then the child has to come over and tap, tap, tap.
Oh, the worst one is they're like, some of these are card only, aren't they? The self-checkouts.
Yes.
And then you will inevitably get someone use it and they go, oh, I've only got cash or postal order or check or whatever.
Yeah, postal.
Don't know.
Check. When was the last time you wrote a check? Probably.
That's a very good question. I think it was certainly pre-pandemic.
Oh, I'm thinking like about 20 years ago.
Well, that would be pre-pandemic.
Well, it would be, I suppose.
I'm just to be pedantic. I mean, I was leaving myself open for. I didn't want to push myself to paint myself into a corner. So it was definitely a long time. I do have checkbooks still in my drawer.
Oh, really? And then they're valid. So my bank stopped issuing them a long, long time ago.
I mean, they're old. I mean, they're possibly collectible now. But it's one of those things, isn't it? We get onto it's like our kids would never write a check.
No, definitely not. No. And,
kind of sad.
Well, I never really got into checks. Don't really.
We've gone off piece, haven't we?
Anyway, sorry, yes.
Yes.
We're supposed to be, we're never going to make an hour. Never.
Oh, we're not, are we?
Oh, wait. Anyway, but yeah, so there's these people who are just utterly oblivious. And the last category of people we'll say is children. I mean, children, not the ones who work there. Running around, screaming, having a fit, or just generally being annoying.
Just being annoying.
Yeah.
Kids run around in a soup, and I get it, kids will see all this open space and they just think it's fun to run around and play tag or whatever the fuck kids do these days.
Yeah. And, I understand that you may have to bring your children with you. I never did, but you may have to for whatever
Did you just
reason.
lock them in the car?
I just leave them at home.
Oh, okay.
But
they were, yeah.
But, but if you're going to have to bring them in, then just take ownership of them and don't just now suddenly the shop will take care of them. No, it won't.
Here's the thing.
Other people
imagine there was somebody at the door, right, handing out little sedative sweets.
Yeah.
That'd be a great thing, wouldn't it?
Yes. Keep you dull.
Put them in your trolley, let them have a, little sweet and then a nap. I think I might quite like the idea of one of them as well. A little sedative sweet. Just a sweetie. Oh, I'm doing it again.
The music that they play is to dull you down, so you don't get too excited.
Right. Bearing in mind, are you done with your people bashing?
Yes. Fuck people, right? So
could have just literally just said that right at the beginning.
Yeah, well, I would love it if I could book Tesco for an hour and I would be the only person in there. That would be brilliant. Brilliant.
Oh, I suppose the thing is you can go at stupid o'clock at night. I mean, I do always go shopping when I know it's going to be at its quietest. And that's something that Google do. They do tell you the busiest and quietest times. And I will always coincide with that.
Yeah.
Because it just makes
like 5 a.m. though.
Yeah, fuck that.
Mine isn't 24-hour, but I suppose I could go at like 9 p.m. But bloody hell, it's a bit.
Think of the benefits.
Yeah, I might try it.
Yeah. Right, I'm going to wrap this up with a very, very quick point, which is just something that has now become a thing. And this is, I mean, we could do a whole podcast on inflation, right? And pricing and how we're all being ripped off by manufacturers and retailers. We could go on for hours about that. And we may well do in a future episode.
Probably will, yeah.
Yes. But for the short term, specific to supermarkets, is this thing now where you have to have a look. You've got two prices. There's like a price and then there's a discounted price, which is actually all the original price used to be. Yes. But you've got to be a member of this syndicate, this special club. You've got to have a card and to get that special price, which is just basically the price. Everyone else, fuck you, you're paying well over the odds.
Yeah, and again, they do that to collate information on you, probably sell it to companies and just screw you and spam you and all the rest of it. Yeah. I mean, I do have the card because you have to get the what do you call it, the scan yourself thingy.
Yes,
done. You have to have that, right? So, yeah.
But I'm just, this is why I guess you could argue, and now I've sort of put myself in a corner with it, really, because you do end up going to the same supermarkets. You think, I'm not paying an extra quid for a bag of rice or whatever it may be, just because I haven't got my card. Like
there are a cluster of supermarkets usually in each
cartel,
town,
I would say.
Yeah, but if you have to remember, don't buy the rice in Tesco, you have to go to Sainsbury's for that, and get the bread in Aldi and the donuts in Lidl. Now my whole fucking day is going to 7 different supermarkets. No, not going to happen. And you have to park in each one and get the trolley in each one, and all of those points add up.
Yeah, I mean, you can kind of see why internet shopping is kind of just destroyed traditional retail already, because who could be asked with any of this?
No, I mean, unless that's your job, just to go shopping. Maybe it is, I don't know. But no, fuck that. I go to one shop once a week, and that's me. That's it.
That's loyalty for you. This is why you get those crazy prices. Right, okay, that's us ranted out, I think. So it is just now time for a very quick but a very happy ending. What has put a smile on your face this week, Mr. Eccles?
Well, so finally, this was a long time coming, and I've probably talked it to death already, right? But finally, 1 week ago today, I released my 8th book called 23-23-23 Power Shift. And I realized the other day that these are really a mouthful to say, right? I need to think about book titles that are easier to say.
Yes.
But anyway, I finally released it. It's out there in the world. It's got reviews already. Lots of people have pinged me and said they liked it. So thank fuck for that. I'm delighted to have it out. And that, it just took a lot more time than it should have, a lot more energy and everything else than it should have. But now it's out, and it seems to be well received. It's
go and buy it
very nicely. Yeah, so
buy it, read it, review it, do stuff, share it.
Yes,
all that good stuff.
Yes, exactly. And thank you very much to everyone who has already. And if you haven't, well, what are you waiting for? Get in there, right? Excellent. So that's me. I'm very happy with that. That is definitely a happy ending.
Marvellous. Well, mine is related to a Christmas present, which was gifted to me by my daughter's boyfriend randomly.
Oh, right.
I think I might put it on a list, but it was I haven't used it all, a bottle of Kuros aftershave. Now, you didn't know what this was, did you?
No.
So Kuros was one of the most popular aftershaves in the 80s. It was, if you were sort of in your teenage years throughout the 80s, you would, and a chap, you would almost certainly have worn either Kuros or possibly Jazz. But I haven't smelt Kuros since I was a teenager. Right. So to have it back was I mean, you know how you associate memories with smells?
Yes, very much so.
Yeah. So it's like having my teenage years in a bottle.
Oh, brilliant.
So it was very nostalgic. Everyone in the house thought it was highly offensive and smelled like arse. But I like it. I like it very much.
Excellent. Even better.
So that was my happy moment. Was those fond memories of my teenage years, and I won't
relived.
Tell you what I was doing when I was wearing a splash of Kuros We'll save that for when we do Patreon episodes. We'll have the
overtime.
Yeah, we can discuss that sort of stuff.
Good
and talking of time, we've overrun again, haven't we? Well done.
Not too bad though. So
how are we doing?
It's 1:04.
Oh, okay, that's not bad, is it? Yeah, I mean, we will get there in time.
Yeah.
When we stick everything behind a paywall, you get 8 minutes and pay for the rest.
All right, well, that's us done then. Thank you very much. And
I think we should, please come and say hello on the X and the Facebook.
Yes.
And if you've got anything interesting to say about this episode, any ideas for future episodes, if you'd like to just call either of us a prick, anything at all, just go on to X or Facebook and do so. Or Adam will tell you about the coffee thing again.
Oh, yeah. Well, you can go to buymeacoffee.com /middle-raged, and that's where you can donate a couple of coffees or whatever you feel like. And if you want to have a character assassination, you can. If you don't, you don't have to.
Or an acronym.
Or an acronym, yeah.
We like that now.
A raged acronym.
I like that one.
Probably will be rude, right, in some way or another. Probably won't be very, what's the word?
Flattering.
Yes, flattering.
Yeah.
But, that's what you get, right?
It is. And talking of feedback, there is the form on our website. And so we put a form on the website to avoid getting email spam. And what have we got to say? We've had 5 emails, haven't we, thus far?
All spam. I'm just like, for fuck's sake.
And what's worse is we're both getting it now.
Yeah, brilliant. So use it, and then maybe the spammers will, I don't know, be flagged.
It would just basically change the ratio of. Yeah. We've actually not received any genuine inquiries. Everything has been spam. So at the moment, it's 100% spam.
We need to get that ratio down a bit. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, please.
So,
I mean, I don't know what's acceptable. 10%. I mean, that would be nice, wouldn't it? If 1 in 10 was not spam, that would be good.
Exactly.
We'd love that.
So that's at middlerage.uk, isn't that right?
That's middlerage.uk, yes.
Yes, and then you can go and find the contact or feedback.
And send us spam. Yeah, brilliant.
Don't tell us about the graphic design that you're selling or whatever.
Please don't.
Right? Because we don't.
Yeah, absolutely could not give less of a shit.
Yeah.
Right, that is us done for this episode 16. So thank you very much if you've made it this far. I would, I think all we can say now is goodbye. Do you think?
I reckon so. Take it easy.
Till next time.